Tonight, from Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. See Sam Ehlinger and the Indianapolis Colts taking on Justin Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight, on this fine Thursday night, we've got a good one in store between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Indianapolis Colts. And hi again, everybody. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, when you and I were going through our final run-throughs at breakfast, we kept thinking tonight we're going to get to see a couple of very good passing offenses.
And we're talking about both sides having multiple receivers that can have an impact on this game. It's not just one guy that's going to make all the plays. If you take him away, maybe number 2, number 3, they make the big plays that impact who wins the game.
The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Charger offense makes its way out for the first time in this ball game, and leading the way, already a star in just his 3rd season, it's Justin Herbert.
And he is just absolutely marvelous to watch throw a football. That's something I could do all day long, watch him throw routes versus air. But he's even more impressive when there are bodies on the field, and he's creating with big throws downfield.
Herbert going to go to the air right away. And they'll find Everett there, complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good, safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
Here's the first carry for Austin Ekeler. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
On first down, it's Herbert. There's the stiff arm. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Draw play, it's Ekeler. Shaquille Leonard, the all-pro, in on the tackle.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Herbert now. Throw over the middle into the hands of the tight end, Parham. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down. Here's Herbert. Open man is Palmer. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 16. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4 of 4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game. Like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Eckler, they run left side. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
2nd and 3 from the 9. It's Eckler again. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Up the middle with Eckler. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. That's a big letdown defensively. They had him stop behind the line, but the face mask going to bail the offense out.
And the hand does not have to be up there for too long. Just a little bit of a grab is going to be enough to get the call and the 15 yards against them.
So the face mask moves him closer, and now 1st and goal. Trying to punch it in with Eckler, and he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
So often you hear that pep talks don't really work in the heat of the battle, but collectively, this defense has to say to each other, we've been on our heels this whole first drive. This is where we need to dig in. And they got a nice stop right there for a loss on 1st and goal.
Second and goal from the 6 this time. Eckler now between the tackles. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now Herbert, 3rd and goal. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. We're scoreless after 1. And the first play will be a field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Hopkins' kick is good. And the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive stalls out, but the field goal does get them the first points of the night.
And 3 points, not to be underestimated. How about this, right? You're on the road. You're under the lights, national television audience. This is not a dress rehearsal, partner. This is for real, and a pretty nice opening statement.
Following the made field goal for 3, Hopkins now to kick it off. This fielded right at the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. So now the Colts will get their first opportunity with the football. Leading them out in his 2nd NFL season after such a decorated career at the University of Texas. Here's Sam Ehlinger.
And the first possession isn't until the 2nd quarter, but what's nice about it, it's only down 3. So what you sell your team on is, look, 1 possession, 1 drive, we put it in the end zone. We're in the lead in this game. Let's go, guys.
'Ehlinger to throw on 1st down. Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now Ehlinger. And that's caught left side by Mo Alley-Cox. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football, and that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
2nd and 10. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. To throw is Ehlinger. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. And the corner blitz gets him that time as he goes down for a short loss.
Well, how about that? The defense's first sack. It doesn't come from one of the usual suspects up front. It comes from the secondary.
Yeah, I think they caught the quarterback off guard a little bit because he wasn't able to account for the possibility of that blitz and change the blocking assignments. He comes through and puts him on the ground.
On fourth down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. DeAndre Carter back deep. This is taken at the 15, and he's out right at the 25. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Herbert on first down now. On the screen, this is Eckler. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. This looks like a roughing call. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that one, that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. A handoff. It's Eckler. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. A shotgun snap for Herbert. That's going to be complete to his tight end Everett. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Herbert operating from the red zone. Throw left side is hauled in by Palmer. Touchdown! Josh Palmer, a 20-yard touchdown. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
Partner, remember that old film of Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well that they don't even have to call the play. They can just look each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. Just a 4-play drive that time.
And it ends with a touchdown pass to Josh Palmer.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint. Down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10.
Here's Ellinger. Over the middle, hauled in by Pierce.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. It's the correct call.
On 1st and 10, here's Ellinger. That's going to be caught by Allie Cox.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. He got 29 yards that time. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
First and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Another try after the first down sack.
Ellinger.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on first down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now he's forced out left.
Oh, he's got his tight end, Mo Alley Cox, complete.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
And that might might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
From the gun, here's Ellinger. Got a man, it's Pittman, and he holds it in for the Colts touchdown. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Colts are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. So the late touchdown there, and that certainly changes things as we move toward halftime.
Yeah, and there's a potential for things to change even more because, remember, they get the ball first to start the third quarter. So they can potentially double up here and take the lead. A great opportunity for them.
Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. A drive that time of 6 plays.
And it was capped off on the touchdown catch by Michael Pittman.
The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away.
Fields it right around the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Chargers going to take over here one more time before the half. And leading 10-7, and they may just want to get this to the locker room.
Final 17 seconds of the half here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down. So we have reached halftime, intermission with the visiting Chargers on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams as they've already made their way back out of the locker room. So to bring you the story of the second half, let's get you right back out to Brandon Godden.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The Colts getting the football first, and they trail here as we are back underway in quarter number 3.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half. A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. Working out of the shotgun is Ellinger. And he'll find Pittman. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
First and 10, Taylor now. And he is going to lose yardage here. Give all that credit defensively to Khalil Mack. A great stop in the backfield.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. They run once more with Taylor. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. I guess that was a little better. He got back to the line of scrimmage there after the loss on 1st down, but now you're still dealing with a 3rd and long.
So let's put on our offense coordinator hat. They've been very aggressive against the run the last 2 plays. I'm thinking screen right here. Let him come get the quarterback and dump it off, and there could be some room to roam.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and he did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Here comes Carter. So possession goes over here on the punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Only able to gain a couple there, and that'll make it 2nd down.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
2nd and 8. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Working the middle here. That's complete to Everett, the tight end. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. He finds his target, Allen. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Justin Herbert looking to pass. He's got his man. That's Everett, the tight end. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 25 yards that time.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. He's got it to Williams. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Herbert throwing again. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Touchdown, Chargers. Keenan Allen with a touchdown reception from Justin Herbert. And the Chargers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Circle that drive, because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes, because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Hopkins with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it was Keenan Allen who finished it all off with the touchdown reception. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Ellinger to throw. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Pittman. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll look to throw here. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw again. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And a high throw there as this is knocked away down to the ground and incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Desperation time. Here's Ellinger. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Now a give running left is Eckler. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
From the 22, Herbert. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running, 3rd down. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And he's going to be marked down very close to the first down marker, but it looks like he's a yard short. It's a pickup of 4, but they're still a yard short here with 4th down, forthcoming.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot, and on that play, they were able to stop them short of a first down.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. A 33-yarder from the left hash. Hopkins' kick is good. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
Following the made field goal for 3, Hopkins now to kick it off.
Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game, and sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out.
On first down, it's Ellinger.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now back to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked by Kenneth Murray.
And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD.
And that pick 6, that was the first turnover forced by the defense in this ballgame, CD.
And what's even better is when they finally forced one, they kept the effort up and were able to return it for a score. They could hear their defensive coaches saying to them, hey, getting the interception's great. Can you do more with it? Turn it into a big play. And they did exactly that.
So now the Chargers are going to bring the offense back out to go for 2 here. After the turnover, here's Herbert. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the fourth. And they turned the pick 6 into a pick 8 with that 2-point conversion.
I love how you upsell. That is outstanding right there. What a big-time play. Big switch in how this game was going, and then they capitalized with a little bit on top.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
And the Colts getting ready to go.
And that last pick 6 may have been the backbreaker as they now face a 3-score deficit in the fourth quarter. They need points quickly. Pick 6 on his last throw. Here's Ellinger again.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that's going to bring up second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
6 yards left on second down.
He'll drop to throw. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Ellinger to throw on 1st and 10 here. He'll drop this down to Taylor.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Now a throw here, hauled in. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 38-yard line. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the fourth. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where, as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's second down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And his throw is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Charger defense stands tall and they get the football back. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They started on the ground with Eckler. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
A second half, the adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night, everybody, from Indianapolis.